Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah. I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another episode podcast to talk about our favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We are about 4 hours away from the start of Week 3, Lions versus the Arizona Cardinals. Can we get a DJ hold? Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm absolutely super excited about it. You guys should be too. This is an opportunity for the Arizona Cardinals to come out here and prove to the NFL world that we are legitimate. Well, let's take a look to see exactly what happens here. Huge shout out here to the people that are currently in the chat. We got Martin. We got No Fs. We got Andrew, Pierce, JK. Appreciate y'all for being here in the chat. Let me give a huge shout out here to the sponsor of the Arizona Sports Fan here, none other than BetUS. If you're looking for a brand new sportsbook, BetUS is the way to go. Currently, right now, if you use promo code YouTube150 upon signing up, they will provide you a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit and 125% sign-up bonus on your next two. Now, that is up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to dive into today. Obviously, everybody is looking at the injury report right now. Everybody's really kind of coming down to the nitty-gritty and trying to figure out, is Kelvin Beachum going to play today? Now, I think right now, as Cardinal fans, we are all kind of, we're waiting, right? I think it's a very important thing to find out if they are or if he is playing, because it's going to be a deciding factor if Aiden Hutchinson is going to have himself a game, or are we going to be able to contain him, right? And I'm using quotations because let's call it like it is. Try to contain Aiden Hutchinson is probably the equivalent of, Aaron Donald when we had to deal with them. Well, maybe not like that, but this is going to be a very, very big test for the Arizona Cardinals heading into Week 3. We had Josh Allen in Week 1. Tough matchup, right? We ended up losing by 6 points. We completely beat the Rams, and now we got a team that has a very, very well put together team offensively and defensively, and this is going to be a very big test for the 2024 Arizona Cardinals. And honestly, I'm just excited. Like, if the Cardinals do win this game, imagine, just imagine, close your eyes for a second and imagine a world where the Cardinals do win this game. How many people that's already said to the Cardinals aren't going to do anything, right? And how they're going to switch up. It's going to be crazy. But, it's not up to you guys as Cardinal fans to believe unless they win, right? Now, to me, I'm a little bit more of an optimistic fan personally. Anytime I see Cardinals suit up here on Sundays, Thursdays, and Mondays, I'm always thinking they're going to win. And that's just me being optimistically blind, I guess. But super excited, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be diving into who's in, who's out, and obviously the game plan heading into Week 3, because it's going to be a tough matchup. It really is. Absolutely a tough matchup for the Cardinals, but we're not going to shy away. That's the most important thing. I think we have two teams that are both very physical. When it comes down to it, both teams that are very, very physical, and I think whoever's going to be able to run the ball the best, whether that's James Conner / Trey Benson or Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, that's probably going to be the team that's going to have the upper hand at the end of the day. But as of right now, we'll have to kind of wait and see how this all shakes out. So let's go and dive right into it, everyone. Let's get into the show, shall we? Let's talk about who's in and who's out. Now, I was hoping that we were going to get a little bit of information on Kelvin Beachum this morning while we were on this live stream. Right now, I know there's a lot of people that have been already ruled in, out, right, for other teams. Not so much for the Cardinals, but for other teams. I'm not seeing anything from Kelvin Beachum as of yet. And this is probably one of the biggest, right? One of the biggest players that we all want to know if he's going to play or not. So right now, at 9:06 a.m. Arizona time, there has not been any updates from Kelvin Beachum. Now, if you want to know what the latest on Kelvin Beachum is, let me give you a little bit of obviously, let me catch you up. So, Kelvin Beachum was a limited participant in practice for the majority of, this last week in practice. On Friday, he did not practice with a hamstring injury, right? Now, yesterday, There was 2 elevations from the practice squad. The Arizona Cardinals ended up elevating Heck as well as Barton. So I know there's some Cardinal fans that are kind of a little scared because let's call it like it is, right? If the Cardinals elevated to tackles, that probably isn't good news for Calvin Beachum. But that doesn't come out here and say that the Arizona Cardinals are ruling him out because they haven't. They haven't ruled out Kevin Beachum as of yet. We probably will get that information. I'm hoping a little bit more towards 10 a.m. If it comes out sooner, then obviously I will be providing that news to you as soon as it comes. And obviously I'm waiting for Adam Schefter to drop it, Ian Rappaport, right? Those big guys out there that are the ones that truly, break news. So that's what I'm waiting for those guys to kind of drop something here coming in the X/Twitter waves. So we're waiting for that. Now, there is some good news. Greg Dortch. Sorry, I don't know why it took me a while to say that. Greg Dortch was listed as a questionable heading into this week. If you guys do not know, Adam Schefter ended up reporting at first that Greg Dortch is a go. So if you were losing sleep, if you were pounding at your pillow at night because you didn't know the status of Greg Dortch, per Adam Schefter, it seems like Greg Dortch, that was listed as questionable heading into Sunday, he is expected to play versus the Lions. And that's huge news. That's absolutely huge news. Now, I'm so curious to figure out how the Arizona Cardinals are going to try to, so what I'm really curious about is what is the status of Xavier Weaver. Xavier Thomas seems to be a go, another rookie for the Cardinals, but Xavier Weaver. I don't know if you guys have been watching this channel for quite some time, but I'm a big, big advocate. I'm a big, big fan of Xavier Weaver, and I want him to get the opportunity. It's just obviously when you have a healthy wide receiving core in Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch, as well as Marvin Harrison Jr., you're probably not going to see him as much, but, he might. He might have some sort of play. I'm not sure. Last week, he was ruled out. And right now, we are still waiting for the Week 3 final injury report for the Arizona Cardinals, which as of right now, I'm not quite seeing it yet. Let me go ahead and just do a real quick search here. Yep, nothing as of right now. All we know is that Greg Dortch is a go as of right now. Keenan says, Xavier Weaver needs to play. I agree. Bro, what's up with you and this kid? I think he's a good player. That's what's up with it. I think he's a great player. I think he could add a big juice to the Cardinals. I really do. And if you see him and he makes plays, come back over. Come back over. That's all I got to say. But I really want him to get the opportunity. That's what I'm really looking for. Now, obviously, it's not going to be one of those big workloads because Greg Dortch is number 3, and then obviously Michael Wilson's number 2, and then you got your Marvin Harrison Jr. at 1. But right now, Kelvin Beachum, with what I'm seeing right now, there's no definite latest news from Kelvin Beachum as of yet. Now, we did see something here from Tyler Drake from Arizona Sports. Shout out to him. He ended up putting something here on X/Twitter on September the 19th. There was a rep with Zaven Collins versus Barton. And it doesn't look very good, ladies and gentlemen. It does not look very good. So, let me see if I can share my screen. Let's see if this works out. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Tyler Drake. Okay, so this is Barton. So obviously Zaven Collins right there, and then you see Barton. I'm not gonna I'm not crucifying this guy or anything like that, but yeah, this is a little concerning. Please, Kelvin Beachum, be available for the Cardinals because this is gonna be rough. That right tackle is very, very important. And I'm just really hoping that the Cardinals will be able to have Mr. Kelvin Beachum show up because as of right now, there has not been any updates as of right now at 9:10 a.m. right now. So that's probably going to be who's going to be playing right tackle right there, Barton. So if Beachum doesn't go, I want to be very, very clear. If Beachum doesn't go, right now we don't know. It's just speculations. All we know right now is that the Cardinals elevated 2 players, Heck as well as Barton. That's all we know right now. So if you look at the depth chart for the Cardinals, maybe they just brought some more depth in because of the injury of what Beachum's going through. Maybe it's a precaution. We don't know. What we do know is that Greg Dortch is a go. That's what we do know. Let me do another quick refresh here of the X/Twitter world to see if there's anything else. No, nothing. Nothing as of yet. The Arizona Cardinals are making us wait. And I mean, it makes sense too, right? You also don't want your opponent to know, right? You also don't want your opponent to know because I know there's a lot of Lions fans that ask me the same question. You know, what's the update on Beach, right? Well, what's the update on Kelvin Beachum? And as of right now, I think he's gonna go, but that's just opinion, right? If he's not gonna go, then we're probably gonna be living in a world where we are gonna be dealing with potentially Charlie Heck or Jackson Barton. So there's that. So while we wait for the official injury report to completely come out here from obviously either Arizona Cardinals organization, let me see here. Yeah. Okay. So right now there's not really anything. So let's do this. Let's move on over to the game plan. Let's do that. Let's move on over to the game plan while we wait for anything associated with Mr. Kelvin Beachum. Okay. Game plan. Game plan versus the Detroit Lions. What say you guys in the chat? What do you think is the best way? What do you think is going to be the best way the Arizona Cardinals are going to be able to beat this Detroit Lions team? What do you think is going to be the best way? And I'm already seeing some people here in the chat asking about Greg Dortch. Let me make this a little bigger. Yes, per Adam Schefter, Greg Dortch is a go. He's expected to play. So for what it's worth, I'm going to leave that right there just for the people that are going to ask. Greg Dortch is going to go. So what do you think is going to be the biggest play for the Cardinals to win this game? Let me give you my spiel, and I'll go ahead and obviously get you guys involved in the chat as well. I think it's as simple as the run game. I really do. I think it's going to be who is going to be able to utilize their run as efficiently as possible. Truly. I think it's going to be who is going to be the team that's going to be able to run the ball as efficiently as possible. Now, obviously, I got Mr. James Conner right here. Our workhorse, our guy that's going to be hopefully reaching over 100 yards on the ground, right? Fingers crossed. But that's what we need. That's what we're going to need here from James Conner. We're going to need James Conner to absolutely go ham today. We're going to need that. We're going to need that. Now, Trey Benson, right? We've talked about Trey Benson in the past couple streams here, in a couple videos as well. I like Trey Benson. I'm not low on him. I'm not giving up on Trey Benson, right? I think Trey Benson is still a really good asset for the Cardinals, obviously for the future of 2025 and 2026. But so far, what I've seen from Trey Benson is hesitancy, right? Not picking the right holes. But obviously, that's going to be something where more reps, more game time, real-time reps, he's going to be able to finally get to the level that hopefully James Conner's at, right? Well, because James Conner, man, this man finds holes and he can rip a 7, 8, 9 yard gain, right? Just like that. So, although I would love to believe that we have a two-headed monster on our roster, we don't have a two-headed monster like the Detroit Lions do, right? I believe that they're going to be rolling with Jahmyr Gibbs off the rip. I think that's going to be the main game plan on what they're going to go through. They're going to be rolling with Jahmyr Gibbs. And then after, obviously, David Montgomery, which, like I said, two-headed monster. They got one of the best two-headed monsters, right? Running back duos in the NFL. If they were smart, that's what they would lean on, right? Now, the Cardinals, I feel like actually has done a pretty good job against the run so far this year. We held Kyren Williams to what, like 50 yards? Let me get his exact stats here. But we held Kyren pretty good. Actually, I don't think he was even 50 yards. Kyren was 12 carries, 25 yards. Wow, was I wrong? Whoa, was I wrong? Kyren Williams was 12 carries, 25 yards, and a touchdown. Blake Corum, which he came late because obviously, they're going to be putting their backups later towards the game when it was absolutely already done. He had 8 carries, 28 yards. In the Bills game, James Cook had 19 carries, 71 yards. Honestly, I think the Cardinals are actually doing pretty good on the ground in terms of the run defense. I think we're actually pretty darn good this year. Now, obviously, Josh Allen was 9 carries, 39 yards. We don't want that, but we don't have a Josh Allen on the other side with the Lions over there. We don't have one of those. right? We have a Jared Goff that's very similar to a Matthew Stafford. So, big key to success here, run the ball down their darn throats. Big key. Run the ball down their darn throat. Lead with James Conner. Open it up for the run or the pass game, play action. And then obviously the rest is history from there. So James Conner is going to be the focal point, hopefully, of this game. Now, another key to success, rattle Jared Goff. Get back there just like we did against the Rams game, right? Now, yes, difference. Let's talk about that big difference. Their O-line is better than the Rams O-line. The Rams are going through the ringer, and I mean the ringer, right? But Dennis Gardeck had 3 sacks, a forced fumble. Zaven Collins had a sack. If we can just get a glimpse of what Dennis Gardeck did, like let's just say 1.5 sacks, right? And let's say Zaven Collins gets a sack, right? That's crucial. We need to be able to get back there and wrap him up. He's not a guy that's going to run you over. I'm talking about Jared Goff. Jared Goff is not a guy that's going to run you over. He's not a guy that's going to escape out of the pocket like Josh Allen does. Now, does he have some wheels? Can he run? Yes, he can, right? He can. It's not like I'm saying he's a statue back there. No, he can run out of the pocket if he needs to. He's not a mobile quarterback, right? No, he's not that. But he's definitely a guy that if he needs to run, he can run. But when we get back there, because I mentioned this before, the Cardinals did cause pressure in week 1. The Cardinals did cause pressure in week 2. So if we can somehow translate that to week 3, and I get it, it's going to be a tough task. It's going to be a tough task because their offensive line is so much better than the Rams. But like I said, even if we just get a glimpse, of the pressure that we gave to Stafford, I feel like that would be a step in the right direction. One thing you do not want is Jared Goff to sit back there pretty. No. I want to see some disguised blitzes. I want to see some absolute confusion. I want to see this defense get back there. It doesn't even have to be the edge rushers, right? It could be your interior guys, right? It could be your middle linebacker, Kazir White, Mac Wilson Sr. You want to send Buddha on a safety blitz? Maybe that, right? We need to be able to get back there and rattle the cage of Jared Goff. Make him uncomfortable. Because Jared Goff hasn't been doing great this year, right? Now, I'm going to be very, very clear here. I'm not saying Jared Goff is not a good quarterback. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying so far in 2 weeks that we've seen Jared Goff, he's not played to the level of what they finished off in 2023, right? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But he's still a good quarterback. Jared Goff has beaten us a lot of times. Jared Goff has beat us a lot of times, especially in a Rams uniform and as a Lions quarterback. So I'm not going to sit here and say he's not. He's a good quarterback. He could deliver the ball. It's just we need to be able to get back there. We got to be able to get back there. So run the ball, cause pressure to Jared Goff, and then that number 3. What is my number 3 key point to success here? Marvin Harrison Jr., ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, he doesn't have 130 yards in the first half or the first quarter. What's going on? No. Because it doesn't matter, right? He needs to be involved. Or, just not even Marvin Harrison Jr., these wide receivers. Or, heck, not even wide receivers. The playmakers that we have on this team needs to be involved, right? Trey Benson, you could throw him in there as well. Trey McBride. Oh, man. Absolutely. Get him up the middle. Michael Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Greg Dortch in the slot. Yeah. We need to be able to make this offense run as efficiently as we know it can, right? And what is an efficient offense? Running the ball with James Conner and completing those catches, right? And that's not just saying, oh, that's not a knock on Kyler. No, it's all these wide receivers too. You got to catch the ball when the ball's thrown to you, right? We've seen in week 1, very, very terrible drops. Very terrible drops in week 1. Week 2, there was only 4 incompletions. Only 4 incompletions from Kyler Murray. He had one of his most masterful games that we've seen in a very long time. And guess what? Those four misses or incompletions were to Marvin. Let's get one more week under our belt. Let's see if Kyler Murray can go back to MVP form, because I have faith in our offense in what we can do. Like, I think our offense can put points up. I think it can. This is a big, big test here for the Arizona Cardinals. A big, big test. All the noise will be minimal if the Cardinals come out with the W here. All the Cardinal fans that are pessimistic, they might make a turn. I don't blame Cardinal fans that are not fully bought in yet, because obviously the Rams being what they were. But you got to admit that the Cardinals did very good against the Bills, right? We lost by 6 points. And guess what? The Bills absolutely demolished the Miami Dolphins. Demolished. So, for what it's worth, the Cardinals so far within 2 weeks have proved that they are an absolutely physical team this year. An absolutely physical team. Let's just hope that it continues. Let's just hope that that continues. I'm doing a real quick refresh here to see if there's any more news about injury statuses. As of yet, not seeing anything. All we know so far is that Greg Dortch will be a go. That's what we do know. That's what we know. Greg Dortch will be a go today. Per Adam Schefter, screenshotted right here. Per Adam Schefter, Greg Dortch is a go. Now, obviously, the elephant in the room is Kelvin Beachum, right? Elephant in the room is Kelvin Beachum. Is he going to go? From what we've heard so far, right? From what we heard so far, the moves that were made over the weekend, and by the weekend I mean yesterday, it doesn't sound good, right? It doesn't sound good that the Cardinals are elevating 2 of their practice squad tackles. It doesn't sound good, but that doesn't mean he's out. It doesn't mean he's out. So for the people that do not know what I'm talking about, and you're asking yourself, what is this man talking about? Yesterday, there was a report here from Tyler Drake of Arizona Sports saying that the Arizona Cardinals elevated 2 offensive linemen on Saturday, Jackson Barton and Charlie Heck. And I'm going to be flashing up this report here pretty soon. Just give me a little time to upload it, and then I will be flashing this up on the screen right now. So this is what I'm talking about. So not a good look for Kelvin Beachum, but that doesn't mean he's out, right? Maybe the Cardinals just want more depth, right? Maybe the Cardinals just want more depth. I don't know. But because of this report, there's a lot of very concerned Cardinal fans. Here we go. We got our first super chat of the day. Lost Fan coming up with the $2 donation. Lost Fan, appreciate you. Thank you so very much for the donation. He says this: any quick comments on the Coyotes? I'm bummed out. I'm bummed out too. Yeah. It sucks. We were one of the very few, I don't know if you want to call the, Phoenix, the Phoenix area big markets. In terms of championships, we're not, but we are one of the biggest cities in the United States. It was really cool that we had all 4 teams to represent, right? It was really cool. Baseball, hockey, basketball, football. It was really cool. It sucks that they're no longer here. It really does, especially because how young they were and they were started to trend in the right direction. It's terrible. But money, man. Money talks at the end of the day. So it's what it is. Andy says the Bills game is set up. They want the Bills to, let's see, interference. Okay, so you're talking about, okay, back to the Constitution says Darius Robinson comes back. Rests are healthy. We go undefeated. Woo! I love that. I love that. Well, here's the thing too, right? Also, I want to be very clear, right? This is a tough matchup. We have back-to-back home games. We're privileged like that. We got back-to-back home games this year, the way that it starts up, right? We get an away game and then 3 home games. The last home game is going to be against the Commanders. So, don't get discouraged, Cardinal fans. Don't get discouraged if somehow maybe the Cardinals don't win, right? Don't get discouraged. You can be bummed out. That's fine, right? Don't give up, though. Don't give up because I feel like this Cardinal team can make some noise. We got the Commanders in week 4, and I'm not going to sit here and say that that's a easy game because no games are easy in the NFL, but if you want to call a winnable game, that's a winnable game there. So don't give up. Right now, our Arizona Cardinals are at 500, and they're showing a lot of promise that they can be very, very good this year. It seems like the Arizona Cardinals are not providing any information right now. I'm still not seeing any updates on Kelvin Beachum as of yet. I'm not sure if you guys seen anything out there. All we know is that obviously the Cardinals ended up bringing up a few players, elevating a few players from their practice squad in Jackson Barton and Charlie Heck yesterday. That's what we know right now. But if we lose today, don't panic. Don't panic, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. This Cardinal team has already proved that we can win games. Don't panic. Back to the Constitution. My guy with the super chat. What's up, buddy? I have a feeling that Back to the Constitution wants me just to read some random nonsense. I appreciate the $10 sticker, my guy. But he says this. Glasses or sunglasses fall into the video game controller's proud face. I feel like my guy over here wants me just to read some I feel like that's the goal of here Back to Constitution. Appreciate the $10 donation, my guy. Wow. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. But yeah, don't give up. That's what I'm coming at. Don't give up. There's still a lot of hope for this team. And if you look at the NFC, right? The NFC as a whole, like, who would have known? Who would have known that the Vikings, the Bucks, and the Saints were going to be 2-0? Who would have known that? Nobody. Right? Who would have known the Cardinals were going to be competitive? I mean, I feel like we kind of did. But, you know, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. All right, let's keep it going here. Looking over here through the X/Twitter world, still not seeing anything as of right now pertaining to any updates. Let's take a look here. If you guys do want to see a potential starter for the Cardinals in Jackson Barton, we did show a clip of Jackson Barton a little earlier in the stream getting beat by Zaven Collins. So definitely not good, but we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out here, ladies, and we'll see how it all shakes out. Ivan says, not gonna lie. We'll win in double digits next week. Thanks, Back to the Constitution. Ivan in the chat says, not gonna lie, this Barton doesn't look too promising. Saw his movement in practice. He doesn't look confident. Hope he proves me wrong. I think we're all in the same stance, Ivan. We're all in the same stance because obviously we want Barton to do good, especially if he's going to be the starter for the Cardinals, right? Obviously, it's just, you're right. With what we've seen so far in the minimal clips that we've seen from him, it's just, I don't know. It's hard for me to get jacked up, right? It's hard for me to get jacked up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me reflash this here, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me share my screen. Here we go. All right. Brought to you by Tyler Drake of Arizona Sports. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. All right, there's Zaven Collins. There's Barton right there. Now, granted, this is only one snap, right? So we can't really evaluate one snap. But as you can tell, Zaven Collins beat him. You know what I mean? Zaven Collins beat him. Yeah, that's Jackson Barton right there. So I'm hoping that the case is that Kelvin Beachum can go, because I feel like that will give us big juice. But this is a big guy too. Like, Jackson Barton is not like a small dude. You know what I mean? He's a big guy. So I mean, we'll see, right? Obviously, it just depends on matchups. You know what I mean? It depends on matchups. Let me see how big Jackson Barton is. Jackson Barton, 29 years old, 6'7". Well, that's a big man. It's a big man. 6'7". 302 pounds. Yeah, that's a big man. That's a big man. So there's that, right? If Jackson Barton does go, what we got going for us is that he's a very, very big man. Back to the guy. Maybe Zaven is the best. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe the game plan, if he does go, is the fact that maybe we will be using the more heavier packages. Maybe that might be the case too. Maybe we're going to be dealing in a world where the Cardinals are going to be playing heavier sets, right? Where you are using your tight ends for extra help, extra blocks. That might be possible as well. So, let's let Drew Petzing cook. That's all I'm saying. Let him cook. Let's see if we can come up with a game plan that's going to try to limit the explosive plays of Hutchinson. Because Hutchinson's gonna get his moments. He's a very, very talented young man, a really good edge rusher. I think he's actually leading the NFL in pressures and sacks. So this is no slouch, right? This is a real good football player in the Lions. That whole D line is actually pretty darn good. So like I said, if Kelvin Beachum doesn't go, then let's hope and pray that Drew Petzing is going to be able to cook something up and get some more help. But still nothing yet. We've heard from Greg Dortch. We heard Greg Dortch is going to be a go, but we still don't know what's happening with this man right here. Man. Back to the Constitution says, is this how I line up, coach? Am I doing it right? Oof, that's one thing you don't want to hear. That's something you do not want to hear. Any updates on the Marvin Harrison Jr. jerseys? Right now, I don't know. There seemed to be positive news a week or two ago, but they're still not available. If you're looking for a date in terms of when they're going to be available, I don't know. I mean, this is above anybody's head, right? The only people that are going to know is obviously Fanatics and Marvin Harrison Jr.'s camp. They're the ones that are really going to know when they're going to be available. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to cop myself one too. I'm trying to get myself one of these jerseys too. It's just, fortunately, you got to play the waiting game. Unfortunately, you got to play the waiting game. Yes, we can't come into this game expecting Aiden to be shut out. He will do some damage. Yes, absolutely. Limited damage. That's all we can say, right? That's all we can say. I'm never going to come out here and say we need to stop, right? We need to stop Aiden Hutchinson. We need to stop, Jahmyr Gibbs. We need to stop, David Montgomery, because we know, truthfully, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? The Cardinals can contain, the Cardinals can limit, but they're not going to be able to stop. Now, granted, the Arizona Cardinals in the last two games versus the Bills and the Rams, I feel like we've done a good job against the run. The run. Kyron Williams was held to 25 yards with 12 carries? The Cardinals did really good against Kyron Williams. 12 carries, 25 yards, and then against James Cook, 19 carries, 71 yards. So if we can get a production like that from their running backs, I feel like the Arizona Cardinals offense can do enough explosions, do enough explosive plays to where they might forget, right? They just might forget about their run game. I'm hoping, right? Fingers crossed. Start Adams at right tackle with tip attached to his hip. I mean, I'm on board with allowing a rookie to go through his bumps and bruises, but at the end of the day, right, Drew Petzing is going to know the best person to put here, right? He's going to know the best person to put up here. It would be cool to see another third-round pick have massive production for the Cardinals. That would be awesome to see. It's just, I don't know. I just don't know if that's going to be one thing that the Cardinals are going to, do. I don't know if they're going to throw a rookie out there. You know what I mean? They probably will go with the guy that has a 5-year experience. And obviously right now that's going to be Barton. You know what I mean? It's what it seems like anyways. Maybe it's Charlie Heck. I don't know. But big questions. Big questions right now. And one of the biggest ones is Kelvin Beachum going to be a go in the Week 3 matchup versus the Lions for the Cardinals? Because still nothing. I'm only assuming we're probably going to get our answer maybe more towards the game, especially because it hasn't came out yet. But I mean, because if you think about it, like we already got this, right? We already got this information with Greg Dortch. So being the fact that like we haven't heard from Kelvin, I don't know. I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried now. Because right now we are what? Like less than 4 hours away from this matchup. We're less than 4 hours away right now. I'm a little worried. I mean, Greg Dortch was already listed as a go by Adam Schefter here. And this news came out like 2-3 hours ago, right? That Greg Dortch is going to be a go. So it's worrying me that the Cardinals have not said anything yet. Let's just hope, fingers crossed that they're just trying to hold it to the very, very last minute. Fingers crossed. Because I still do think that this Cardinal team can make some noise. I still do think that this Cardinal team can absolutely make some noise this year. And I'm not saying Super Bowl. Please hear me well. I'm not saying Super Bowl. I'm just saying like we can win games. We can win games. Cardinals need Graham Barton. Isn't that the rookie that was? Wasn't that the rookie that was just drafted this last year, right? Right? Isn't that who it is? With the Bucks, yeah. Offensive lineman out of Duke. Yep. Good player. Yeah. I mean, well, here's the thing, too. I mean, here's the thing. We seem to have our wide receivers right now, right? We seem to have them. Now the Cardinals can focus on trenches a little bit more, right? Maybe getting their edge player, right? Maybe getting their offensive lineman, right? When the draft comes around, or even free agency. I mean, but right now it's who we have. It's who we have right now. So let's hope. Fingers crossed. Silver says the silence of Beach gives me Jonah Williams vibes. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. We know that this coaching staff loves to keep things close to their chest, right? We know that this coaching staff loves to keep things close to their chest. And they don't want to show their cards. So they might surprise us. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't have the good feeling right now. I don't have a good feeling about Calvin Beachum right now. Especially because we already hear from Greg Dortch that he's going to be a go. But maybe they want to see what Beach, maybe they want to see what Beach can do, right, in the warm-ups. That's going to be a big question. That's going to be a big question. Let me do one quick refresh here on X/Twitter. And let me see if there's any more updates right now. While we do that, let me know what are your guys' prediction? Cardinals versus Lions. What are your guys' prediction? Let me know here in the chat. I'll highlight some comments here and there. Let me know what your guys' week 3 prediction. Cardinals versus Lions. Who's going to win? Put it in the chat below. And let me know what you guys think. While I try to see if there's any more updates here pertaining to the Cardinals, Calvin Beachum sweepstakes right now. I guess we'll call it sweepstakes, but the mystery of Calvin Beachum. Because he was limited. So that's the thing. Calvin Beachum was limited on Thursday, but he did not practice on Friday. So I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. So let me know what your guys' prediction is. Cardinals versus Lions here in the chat. Okay, so there's nothing there. Do a quick refresh here. Oh, Adam Schefter. Come on, Ian Rappaport. One of you guys. Give me something here. Give me something. Still nothing right now. All right, here we go. We got some predictions here in the chat. We got Christoph saying 31-24. I'm assuming Cardinals on. Okay, there we go. Cardinals on top. We are going to the win. Okay, Freddie has optimism. Love it, love it. Cardinals by a TD. Okay, I see you. Cards if they blitz like they've been doing. Okay. Let's see here. 24-28. I like that prediction. I like that prediction. I think it's a very good prediction. I think we're going to be playing in the 30s. I truly think that this is going to be a 30-plus game for both teams. whether it's like 33-3, whether it's 35-32. I think this is going to be a very, very interesting game. It's going to be a very interesting game. Here we go. We got 30-24 Lions. Okay. I'm curious to figure out if you're a Cardinals fan or a Lions fan. I mean, regardless, the Lions can win this game. I mean, they need a get-right game. They don't want to start off 1-2. I mean, the Cardinals don't need to want to start off 1-2 as well, but we got the Commanders in week 4. I'm not saying, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, every game's important, but like we can have a get-right game in week 4 if, with the rookie quarterback. I'm just saying. Cardinals by a field goal. Cards 37-28. Love that. Back to the Constitution says 30-27. Us. Love it, love it, love it. I think we lose, unfortunately, but it will be a close one. If we do win, I'll be feeling good. You're not alone there, Alexander. You're not alone there. I think a lot of Cardinal fans are looking at this game with their eyes, obviously, right? They're doing the Suarez, Diamondbacks, and Suarez. But we're all watching this game. We're all watching this game because I promise you, if you have any doubts about the Cardinals, any doubts, if there's any doubts that slip through your minds, if the Cardinals win today, it's going to be a big, big momentum swing for the Cardinals. And for the people that were pessimistic or just didn't believe, that their minds will be changed. I almost promise you. Their minds will be changed because this is a massive game. It really is. It is a massive game for the Cardinals. Let's take a look here. They have to win because I bet 3,500. Woo, mistress. Sheesh. My guy over here. Wow. Money bags, Mr. Swamp. I bet 3,500. Sheesh. Well, that would be a nice little payout there, now wouldn't it, Mr. Wow. They have to stop the run. Well, man, some disposable cash there for you, my guy. Okay, cool. I mean, I hope they win too. I hope they win. Are you just going for the win, or are you going like to cover the spread, or like what are you going for, just the win? I'm just curious because, man, that's a lot of quiche there. I'm off to the pregame festivities. Have a great rest of your day, man. Thank you so very much for being here. Appreciate you. Yeah, we're going to be closing up shop here pretty soon. Adrian says, if we can score on our first 3 possessions like we have been, that would be huge. I like that. If we win, do we finally get Marvin Harrison Jr. jerseys? That's a great question there, Fishbowl. That's a very good question there. That's a very good question. I'm a Lions fan. You're all sleeping on Brian Branch. He's a problem. No, I love Brian. I think Brian Branch is a really good player. I really do. I mean, let's see, right? Let's see. None of our teams want to start off 1-2, right? That's a fact. And I know you guys have more Super Bowl aspirations than the Cardinals do. All we're trying to do right now is obviously keep winning, continue to play hard, and let's see where our season takes us. But like, you guys have a lot more, I guess, expectations from your fan base. So I don't blame you for obviously going with your Detroit Lions there. But this Cardinals team offensively can be very, very good. That's all I got to say. Mike, is Xavier Thomas playing? Yes, it looks like he is going to play. Yeah, it looks like he's going to play. Okay, I'm going to bring Mr. Swamp back up here. I'm just so curious. I'm just so darn curious. So 35 to win. Cards were top 5 in blitzing last year, and nothing has changed, it seemed like, this year. Wow. All right, well, hopefully you collect that bag, my guy. Hopefully you collect that bag. I'm an Eagles fan, and it's crazy. All right. Well, appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining the stream. I know you're probably very interested to see if Mr. Kelvin Beachum plays too. Unfortunately, we don't have that information right now. I think there's a lot more Cardinal fans and other people that are betting on this game that can say to themselves that they would feel more confident if Kelvin Beachum does play, because let's call it like it is. Aiden Hutchinson is a freak. And a force, right? Freak and force to be reckoned with. So we would love to have Beach back there, but if he doesn't, let's leave it up to potentially Drew Petzing to cook, and let's see exactly what we can do for the Cardinals. Let's do this. All right. Has anyone in the league had a pick 6 yet? That's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, I'm assuming. Yeah, I think there was a pick six. Yeah, I think the Bears. I'm pretty sure there is. Like, I don't know on the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure there is. We're about to get a pick six today. Man, I love it. Is Dortch playing today? Yes, Dortch is playing today. We did get a report here from Adam Schefter a little earlier today that Greg Dortch will be playing. Yes, here's the report right here. Adam Schefter broke it about, I would say, maybe 3 hours ago. So, being the fact that, like, we know this already, but we don't know Beach, that concerns me. You know what I mean? Being the fact that we know about Greg Dortch, but we don't know about Beachum, that concerns me. But right now, nothing's been said, so we're going to be hopefully optimistic. But what a chance. What a chance for the Cardinals to potentially continue to climb the NFC West leaderboards, right? To hopefully, potentially, completely keep climbing. If we can get a win here, we're at 2-1. And who knows what happens with the Rams and the 49ers. If the Rams beat the 49ers, woo-wee. If the Seahawks lose, woo-wee. Then, hey, let's go. I'm ready to go. Like, you never know. I'm just so excited to talk about this a little later on. So if you guys do not know, we will be going live later on today. It's going to be at night to do a post-game show. We will have a post-game reaction, probably about 30 minutes to an hour after the game, depending if the game's a blowout or not. I'll probably record it third quarter, fourth quarter, just really depending. But we will also have a live stream tonight at 7:30 p.m. So make sure you have your post notification bell on, just so you're aware of when we drop the next video or when we go live, because we are going to have content out of your ears for the next rest of the 2024 season, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we are going to be closing up shop. I did a quick refresh, and I'm still not seeing anything in the world of the Arizona Cardinals pertaining to their injury report. I was hoping that we were going to get something by now, but still nothing. Okay, actually, let's do this. No, never mind. I'm sorry. I was okay. We do got some updates for the Lions, though. The Lions have already ruled out 2 players. Enis Rakenstraw, cornerback. And then I'm going to flash these up because I have it hard. Yeah, there's another guy that was ruled out as well. So let me show you. This is what we know so far. Okay, so these 2 players for the Lions have been ruled out as of right now. Right here. These are the 2 players that have been ruled out. I heard that Terry and Arnold, their Friday practice was very, very going to be dependent on, like, if he's going to play today or not. I heard Graham Glasgow is going to go. But these are the 2 guys right now that are listed out for this game. So Lions fans, if you're in here, Cardinals fans, if you want to know, these are the 2 players that are ruled out for the Lions. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be closing up shop. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Once we get this information, obviously follow me on my X/Twitter. We get a lot of information on there. I'll keep you up to date once we know. But huge shout out here to the sponsors of the Arizona Sports Fan here on YouTube, BetUS. Currently, right now, if you sign up using promo code YouTube150, they will provide you a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit and a 125% sign-up bonus on your next 2. Now, that is up to $2,000 using promo code YouTube150 upon signing up. And let's get the game started, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Let's see what happens with our Arizona Cardinals. Come on, Cardinals. Let's get this dub. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day and go Cardinals.